might only be able to get 1, 2, maybe 5 push-ups, right? But you want to be able to get to a point where you can do multiple push-ups a day and do multiple sets of multiple push-ups a day, okay? So right now, let's look at a simple basic program of what you can do to improve your push-up strength and to ultimately progress to the point where you're able to do so many push-ups that your friends won't even recognize you. So when it comes to improving your push-up strength, we need to focus specifically on targeting a few different muscles, okay? And these muscles that help you to do push-ups are, generally speaking, your chest, your triceps, and your anterior or front deltoid, okay? On top of that, you also do need to have some decent core strength as well. But for the most part, if you have enough core strength to just hold yourself up in a basic plank for a few seconds, you'll be okay. If not, you'll definitely have to work your core strength as well. But generally speaking, for the most part, it's going to target your chest, triceps, and anterior deltoids, okay? So it makes sense that we need to, of course, get all of these muscles stronger collectively. And these different muscles can be worked in exercises that aren't the push-up. For example, something like a bench press would work the same plane of motion and a lot of the same muscles that a push-up would work. The thing about the bench press is, as I just mentioned though, you aren't going to be working your core quite as much, so that's one thing. Also, the bench press isn't a body weight exercise. You're using an external load instead of your internal or body weight load. Dumbbell bench press is the same. Will work very similar muscles, those chest, triceps, and anterior deltoids or your front deltoids. And all of those, in addition to a machine press where maybe you're just getting on to any of those pressing machines and just literally practicing pressing your arms and locking them out as long as you can. All of those are going to be superb ways to target your triceps, chest, and deltoids, right? But here's the deal with all of these. You can't just do these and expect that your push-up strength will improve. And this is because specificity is king, okay? So when we talk about specificity is essentially saying that you need to be doing that exact movement or a movement similar to it to some degree. Otherwise, you're not going to get good strength outcomes, you're not going to get good endurance outcomes, and you're not going to ultimately improve as much as you could if you just did that exact exercise. So for example, in this context, you might be doing bench press because you heard that, hey, it's going to improve my muscles that are worked in the push-up. And that is absolutely true. But since you're not actually practicing the push-ups, that motor pattern and those skills of just doing the push-up aren't there. Even if the muscle is strong, you need to train that now bigger muscle to do the movement you want it to do. Okay, so you need to be doing the body weight exercises as well, is basically the long story short here. And maybe you're somebody who's saying though, like, I can't do any push-ups at all, right? I tried to do one and it's just not happening. So in that case, what do I do? Should I just completely avoid them? Will I never get push-ups again? Well, there's a few different things that you could do. You could do some push-up regressions. You could also strengthen your chest, triceps, and anterior deltoids in some of those exercises we just talked about, like the bench press, like the dumbbell bench press, like the machine press, right? All of those different things can be used to get you to a baseline of maybe getting enough strength so you are able to hopefully move to a normal push-up. But in addition to this, you can also do some push-up regressions, okay? So I have a really nice video on my channel of this. Actually, it's called, I think, how to go from 0 to 1 push-ups when you can't do anything, or 0 to 10 push-ups when you can't do any. it demonstrates all of these, so check that out after you're done watching this video. But the wall push-ups are a really great option. Just go up to a wall, go down as far as you can. You're going to be on kind of a slight lean, a slight incline, and you're just going to do push-ups off the wall. Super simple, super easy. I do these with some of my senior clients, and a lot of them can do multiple sets of these push-ups, and it's very easy to scale this based off your own ability, right? In addition to this, we have some elevated push-ups, and this is similar to wall push-ups, but it's going to be a little bit more tougher. And when we're elevating our push-ups, you can do it on a lot of different things. You could do it on a bench, so just like a bench that's maybe like a foot or 2 feet off the ground, and you're going to put your hands on it and do push-ups off the bench. You could do it with a power rack and a bar, maybe off of a countertop. And again, the video on my channel of this is excellent, so make sure to go check that out. It's got a lot of great options. Knee push-ups, so simply get on the ground, act like you're going to do a push-up, but instead of coming up on your toes, you're going to do it off your knees. This is going to take a little bit of the stress off of your core. So if you have kind of a weaker core, it's going to help to build up that core to get a full push-up. In addition to that, you can also do this literally anywhere too. I like it if you don't have a bench, you can do knee push-ups just on the ground anywhere. It's great. Just make sure to maybe have some padding on the ground, because that's going to make it a little bit more palatable and not harm you such as much. Because I know sometimes when I do those knee push-ups, it gets a little uncomfortable on the knees, right? Banded push-ups are another great option to help build your push-up strength. And this can be done with basically you're going to put a resistance band kind of around both your elbows. So when you go down to the ground, it's going to be pushing against your chest. So if you think about it, then the band is assisting to push you up, back up to the ground, or back up to your normal starting push-up position. And I don't have a video of this on my channel. I actually should make one, because this is another variation that's really good. I don't even have that one in that video I was discussing, but ultimately, when you find a push-up progression that you enjoy, start with the variation. Try to get multiple sets of 10 in a day, okay? So maybe just build up. If you can only do 5 right now, try to do multiple sets of 5 every day. Ultimately, until you can get to a place where you can do multiple sets of 10 push-ups a day. Over time, once you get to sets of 10 of these, you might be able to start incorporating getting 1 or 2 or even 3 push-ups in your normal day, okay? And then at that point, you can build up, and just consistency is key here, right? If you fall off and quit, it's not going to work. But essentially, if you follow this program for the rest of your life, you will be able to get multiple push-ups and more, especially if you are very diligent. So go ahead and drop a like if that gave you some value. Go do some push-ups and check out that video we discussed. You will enjoy it greatly.